Hey ladies, this is Mocha Mommy here bringing you another video. And in this video, I'd like to discuss and define a term that's been circulating a lot around social media, especially around women-centered social media. And that term is emotional labor. So what exactly is emotional labor? It is defined as the ability to put aside your own emotions in order to facilitate the well-being, happiness, and satisfaction of those around you. This term was originally coined in the book, The Managed Heart by sociologist Arlie Hochschild in 1983. And it basically focused on women in the service industry and how those women were not being compensated for the emotional labor that they were putting into their service industry jobs. So in this video, I'm going to go over the categories of emotional labor and how you can navigate and mitigate the toll that high intensity emotional labor can take on your mental health. The first form of emotional labor is under the category service with a smile. Because women are so overrepresented in the service industries, it's sort of expected of us to put aside our emotions or also our own physical well-being in some cases to provide the customer with an exceptional experience by making it a point to be always available, smiling, happy, jovial, and willing to oblige. This also translates a lot into our relationships where it may show up as being a people pleaser, someone who gives over excessively without expecting any sort of reciprocity, and who sometimes gets external validation for what they do for others and constantly deny themselves. While we know that we do need to make a living, how can we keep this form of service with a smile, emotional labor, from keeping us from breaking down? That's really going to come into having a routine that allows us to not feel rushed in the mornings, to take that time to complete that gratitude journal, or just to even have a quiet meditation before we start so that we can get ready and mentally focused to give to others, because we make sure that we are fueled and less hurried ourselves. That same planning is also how we can create boundaries when it comes to being a people pleaser. Making sure that our phones are on do not disturb when we're taking that quiet meditation time for ourselves. Scheduling time with family and friends, as opposed to giving them full access to us at all times. This is going to really weed out a lot of the people who have predatory behavior, because if they respect you, they'll respect your schedule. So learning to schedule time for loved ones, friends, and family is going to be a way that you can preserve yourself from overexhausting on emotional labor. Second type of emotional labor is careful communication. I was made most aware of this when I was serving in the United States Army, where my male counterparts could audibly be frustrated, yell at soldiers, and communicate their frustration very openly using curse words. I was often told, it's not what you say, it's the way you say it. So I had to be very careful and succinct with my words. I often had to protect the egos of some of my coworkers and superiors in the way that I spoke. So that is a form of emotional labor that a lot of women have to take on, especially women in leadership. Ways to mitigate the burnout from the emotional labor that it takes to keep up careful communications is scripting. Scripting may be as simple as writing down all of your talking points, what you want to say to the person when you are calm enough to confront them, or learning certain keywords and catchwords that I've definitely been linking in my community tab. I'll put them in the description box below. Those key phrases that can help you to soften the blow when it is time for you to put up a boundary. And also triage in choosing which kind of communication that a person deserves. Some people deserve an answer. Others deserve an explanation. And there are many people who deserve nothing. So therefore, just cut that communication off if you're able to. People in sales may be familiar with this one, and that is reassurance. How can we reassure customers that our product or service is the best one? So reassurance is a form of emotional labor that many people have had experience with, particularly when dealing with a very insecure partner. Now listen, there's nothing you can do to make someone more secure in who they are. So if there's someone who's not secure enough in their finances to commit to the service or goods that you're providing, just end the conversation by leaving them your business card, say sleep on it and call me back later. Or if you're in a relationship with somebody who's insecure, it's really time to start bolstering up your support system, bolstering up your bank account, and getting ready to leave. A lot of insecure people have nothing else to lose. So an insecure person or customer is sort of like broken glass. Even if you find all the pieces and shards to get back together, it'll never be a source of strength, and it never will be a source of clear vision. A fourth different type of emotional labor is that of the peacemaker or conflict resolution. I find myself in this position a lot at work and also at home raising two young adult daughters, teenage girls. The best use of your emotional labor when it comes to being the peacemaker or conflict resolution is figuring it out if it is your problem to solve. There are many people who will come to you with problems that are not necessarily your problems or problems that you're not in a position to find the solutions for. But what you can do is delegate, and you can also empower. By delegating, it means this is something that human resources has to take care of, or this is something you have to take up with your academic advisor at school. When it comes to my daughters, y'all got to figure this out for yourselves. Y'all are almost grown. So it's just ways of making it a point to not take too much emotional labor solving problems that are not yours to solve. Now, we can never completely rid ourselves of emotional labor, but what we can do is find the best uses of our emotional labor and ways we can replenish ourselves to make sure that that emotional labor is benefiting us spiritually, mentally, financially, and professionally. This is Mocha Mommy, and I'll see you in the next video.